So let's first get into it. We're going to start with the team that is on the clock, and that is Carolina Panthers, of course. They moved up from 9 with Chicago Bears. Well, I think the pick is in, guys. And with that first pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, I believe the Carolina Panthers are going to select C.J. Stroud, quarterback from The Ohio State University. I'm thinking C.J. Stroud. I think he's probably the lowest risk quarterback out there. He's looked good last season. He's combined. He's got the height. He's got the throws. I think he's probably the best bet of any of these 4 quarterbacks. I said he was the number 1 quarterback rated on my board, and I think Carolina is going to agree. The second pick's owned by Houston Texans. There's some speculation that Houston might flip-flop with Carolina. I think they're going to play it. I don't think they want to give up a king's ransom to move up 1 spot. Plus the fact that Carolina needs a quarterback. So I think the Texans will stay at 2, and their pick is in as well. And I think with that section of selection, the Texans are going to select Bryce Young. Actually has shown more than C.J. Stroud the last 2 years. His only concern is his height. He's under 6 foot. I'll just say that. I think that's probably his only knock. I think he'll be a good selection as long as he can stay healthy. Let's get to that third pick in the draft, which is currently held by the Arizona Cardinals. Now this is where the draft can take several different turns. Cardinals can stay outright. I think they're still going to stay with Kyler Murray. I don't think they're going to pick a quarterback here. They could stay here and pick a defensive player. That's very well likely. They could have a trade partner and move back, and I think that's what's going to happen here. I think there's going to be a trade here with the Atlanta Falcons. I think they're going to move up because there's some rumblings that Indianapolis wants a certain quarterback, and if Atlanta wants them, so they're going to have to move up to 3 to get them. And I think this is going to happen, and Atlanta's already got their pick in. The pick is in, and with that third pick, they have selected quarterback Anthony Richardson from the University of Florida. Highest risk, highest reward kind of quarterback in the draft. A lot of people compare him to Lamar. Again, I think he's more of a Cam Newton type with a better arm, to be honest with you, and that's saying something. There's some decision making there. I know some people knock on his accuracy. Yeah, kind of. I think the big thing with accuracy with this guy is he likes to throw 100-mile-an-hour bullets on 5-yard passes. He needs to stop doing that. That can be practiced in and taught, I believe, but there's a lot of upside with this guy, and I think Atlanta's going to go for it. That's my opinion. Could very well be the Colts, but I think Atlanta's going to come here to 3. They're going to want another Michael Vick type of player, and that's what they're going to get with Anthony Richardson. Mark Valet says, what up, Raider Champ? Are you doing this live during the draft? You have to, so we can all see who they pick and what we all would pick. I am going to be live. I'm going to be live up until our 7th pick, that first night, Thursday night, when we go through the first round. With that said, let's get to that 4th pick. So we got 3 picks, 3 quarterbacks already. Ooh. Okay, 4th pick is owned by the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of people saying that they want Anthony Richardson. I'm not so sure about that. Very well could move up into that 3rd spot to confirm it, but I think they're going to want a bigger quarterback. And the pick is in. I think they're going to go with Will Levis. Now, this is their track record. Now, of course, they've had different regimes, of course, but Peyton Manning was a bigger quarterback. Andrew Luck was a bigger quarterback. I think they're going to go with this, and especially with all the pain they've had the last couple of years. Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, all these veteran retreads that they've kind of thrown into that franchise, and they've kind of flopped. And look, the Colts have a pretty decent defense. Of course, they have Taylor at running back. They have a great offensive line, and they have some weapons on the outside as well. I think this would kind of make sense to go with a rookie quarterback here, and I think that's what they're going to do. 5th pick is Seattle. Now, they could have 2 things here. They could be a little upset that we've had 4 quarterbacks go in the first 4 picks. Otherwise, they can move down. They did extend Geno Smith. I do not think they're in the quarterback market, at least in the first round, but they are in the catbird seat to get the best non-quarterback player, and a lot of that is the consensus number 1. And I think they're going to go with this guy. That's Will Anderson Jr., edge rusher from Alabama. Very hype. I think that's exactly where they're going to go with this pick. I know they need some offensive line, but I think that's a little high at number 5 at this point. If they could have a trade partner and move down, but again, I see 4 quarterbacks going in the first 4 picks, so I don't really see them finding a trade partner to come up to 5. Now let's get to that 6th pick. Detroit Lions. A lot of people say they could use a quarterback. I think Goff kind of proved himself here, and maybe they could even wait another year for a quarterback. And I think they're going to go the defensive route again, and that pick is in. And the player I think they're going to pick is Devin Witherspoon, corner from University of Illinois. Big physical corner, never shies away from any contact. Great addition to any team. Put him on the opposite side of Jeff Okudah. That's quite a cornerback tandem. The Raiders are on the clock. Here we are, number 7. I don't see us trading down at this point unless there's another quarterback. Now, to me, this kind of comes down between 2 players. I know there's a player everybody wants. I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I think the Raiders pick is in, and I think they're going to go after that cornerback from Oregon, Christian Gonzalez. Big kid, very solid player, in an area of desperate need at cornerback. I know we signed Duke Shelley and, Rocky Anderson, we have not re-signed. So the cornerback room was thin as it was. I think this would give us a shot in the arm there. Jalen Carter, to be honest with you, I want to avoid, again, Vegas. How conducive is he to Vegas? Is he going to be street racing, pull a Henry Ruggs? I don't want to see that, especially where we are. It's just the way it is. We need players that are not going to be pulling that kind of stuff. Plus, he was overweight at his pro day. I mean, that's where you kind of stand out. If anything, that didn't happen. Like Jordan Davis the year before, I mean, another big defensive tackle came in and blew everybody away, got in the first round easily. I think Jalen Carter will be selected in the first round, but I do not think he will be picked within the top 7 picks.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.